Hello, we are now got a machine. We got a machine for repair, and what needed to be done is a replacement of the wire. You can see here how bad the wire is. It's about to break, so we'll replace it with a new one. The new one is this one. You can get it if you place an order with Mul-T-Lock for this part number. Start by first releasing the arm. So you push on the top of the arm and then you let go. As soon as the plate come off, you will see this is the pulley on which the wire is hanging. The tools needed for this job are metric Allen. This one is 2.5. This one is a bigger one. We use the 5/16. It will do the job. And we need a 3/4 inch ring that has a cut here so it can slide over the wire and you can reach to this nut here. The first thing you want to do is remove those two plastic caps that you have on both ends, one on this side and one on the other side. And in order to do that, the simplest way to do it, take off any of the screws that you have on the machine, which are all metric, and just drive it into the plastic. Once you drive it in, you can grab to it and just pull it out. To go back, you will use a hammer. Now, once you release both ends of the wire, you would want to take the ring, undo the 3/4 inch nut. We got it released, and then you can just drive it with a finger. You would now want to take the big Allen and start driving in. What you're driving in basically is a piece that looks like that. Yes, you're driving it from here, and this is how you give slack to the wire. Later on, when we put the new wire, you will be driving it the other way to give the wire tension. By driving it in, I'm basically releasing the cable, and I will drive it all the way until it's completely out. Then I release my tool. Now I can push on the arm and just unscrewing the handle this way. Yes, and the handle came completely out. Now, before I release the handle or the arm, you should pay attention. There will be two little spring, two washers, sorry, and one spring. Yes, you want to catch them and make sure you don't lose them. Here's the two springs, the two washers, sorry, and one spring in between the two. So now you have the plate here that hold the pulley covered, and you want to unscrew the 4 screws and get it open. So it's sometimes handy to also have a smaller Allen key so you can reach inside and finish the removal of this plate. Now, to fold the arm back, you want to have a string of any kind. I'm using an electric extension cord, don't tell anybody, just so you can reach inside. Now, you want to undo this safety screw that you have here, and for that you will need a 6mm Allen key. You put it in and you want to undo it, but it's very hard. So what I'm using is a pipe wrench. Yeah, it is very tight, so by holding it with a pipe wrench, and I released it. You don't need to take it out all the way, but it will now allow you to turn this plastic knob and remove it. Once you remove it, you will discover this spring catch there, and you want to undo it and remove it. So now you can release the temporary hold that you put on the arm, let it drop down, and the entire pulley will come out with the wire, the old wire on it. Be careful for your finger because there is spikes coming out of the wire. Now, once you clear the wire from the pulley, you see it's broken also inside. You want to release it from this end. On this end, you have this brass washer. You want to save it, make sure you don't lose it. And there will be a spring coming right after it. Let me get out, and here is the spring. You will need those two parts to go back with the new spring. So now you pull it out from here, It gave me a hard time because of the spikes coming off the old wire. We used some tool and it came out. So the only part you will be using from the old wire is this screw with the nut. I will go, yeah, I can pull it from here. And again, you better wear gloves. I did it many times, so I allow myself a discount. But to be safe, you want to use gloves. You want to clean this place where the pulley is sitting. Make sure no shavings remain from before. Open the bag and pull out the new wire. The new wires, the new wire have already the two ends made on it, and basically you need this piece to be on that side. The wire would go through here, yes, and all the way until the black piece goes into the nut. The next thing you want to do is wrap it around the pulley. Now, if you're replacing a very old wire that was thinner than this one, you would have to replace the pulley as well, because you won't have the room for all the loops that you need to do. So I'm counting how many turns I'm making, so it will be something like 3 or 4. Let's see, 3 are go. Okay, so 4 is the most I can put on. At this time, you want to drive it in, hold it tight, and basically once it is in, it will be secure. It can no longer escape. Yes, so you have it inside. What's left to do now is to put the little plate over with the 4 screws. Those are M4 metric, and the tool you use is 2.5 millimeter Allen. Okay, so the plate is secure in place. You want now to go back to the other side and replace the ring we took off, and with the same tool again. And if it needs help to get to place, just push on it. It's also a good idea to put it when the pulley is still exposed, so you can push on it with your hand and you don't need to ask your photographer for help. Okay, so it is in place now. Now the big knob comes and goes on, and we also have the safety. Once it is fully inserted, you want to also close the safety, and you may want later to make it even tighter, use the pipe wrench. Go back, put the handle, don't forget the spring and 2 washers that go with it. Now once the handle is in, you would need, after you go through the spring, you will need to aim for this place over there. It's kind of a struggle when you have this cover here. So it's not a bad idea to just remove it so you have a better vision of what you're doing. So I will just take it off. Just remember to put it back. This is basically shaving guards, preventing the shavings from going into the groove. So I'll put it away for now, and so you can have a better vision of where you're going and what you're doing. I think the spring is stuck. Okay. So now you want to have the 2 washers. One go first. Second, you take the excenter, drive it through, and put the spring and the second washer. Now you can see why it was a good idea to remove the cover, because you're kind of working blindly and you want to basically find the place for the thing to thread in. Yeah, and I catched it. So before anything else, I would just replace the guard so I don't forget about it, and it will be already in place. And it goes this way. Yes, pull is on the top, so this is how it goes. Okay, so tightening in place. And now basically you want to put the wire back to place. It can already be driven on the main shaft. So pushing it through this little hole, it pops out here, and you want to put the spring on it and then this washer. Now you can pull your slack to the other side. This way the tension will go to the spring, and you want to go with the screw. You can start by hand, of course. Just start threading it into the place, and as soon as it is feasible, you can just take the Allen key, the big one, and help yourself tightening the wire. As soon as it's possible, you can then start using the tool and put the nut all the way to the back and start putting tension on the wire. You don't want to overdo the tension because then it can damage the wire, but from experience I know it's all about here. And this is when you may want to add a tension on the safety screw of the handle itself, so it won't move. And again, I do it with the help of the pipe wrench, so I have the maximum leverage to make this screw really tight. It's very important because it's very annoying if this one gets loose while you're cutting keys. So now you see the handle moves freely left and right. You may want to lubricate this shaft so it moves even smoother. And the last thing, once you're happy with the tension, you take this ring and tighten the nut. Of course, as any mechanic would know, if you don't have this special ring, you can always tap on the nut with a screwdriver and a little hammer and bring it into place. If you remember, we borrowed this screw in the beginning to remove those plastic caps, so of course we need to give it back, put it where it belongs. You want to take the two caps that you removed before and just push them hard into place. You can help it with a little hammer or anything like that, and basically the job is all done.